Hi, my name is Amara Graham, developer advocate at Kestra. It's time to talk about outputs, how tasks share their results with each other, and how data flows through your pipeline from one step to the next. When a task finishes, it can produce outputs. These are values or files that downstream tasks can consume. Kestra stores these in internal storage, which you can think of like a private S3 bucket managed for you automatically. This approach eliminates connector sprawl. Instead of wiring every tool directly to every other tool, tasks load data into internal storage, and other tasks pick it up from there, cleanly and decoupled. Let's add an output to the flow we've been building by changing the log message. You may notice I've already done this on my screen share. So it looks very similar to when we were working with inputs. We still use that curly bracket syntax, but this time we say outputs dot our task ID, in this case API, dot code, one of the properties that we expect back in our response. So if I execute this, we let that run, we're able to see our log message returns a 200, but I want to go into the outputs tab. In our API task here, we can see it produces a number of different outputs, including a preview of the body and our response code as expected. One of the things that I wanted to mention while I was here is this debug expression. This is really powerful because you can change this and hit debug expression, and without rerunning the flow, you can get information about what is coming back in your outputs. So pretty nice. But I want to do something more interesting than that. I want to do something maybe with a Python task. So this script runs in its own Docker container, and you can see there's a couple of different things going on here. We have the before commands, which you can use to install any additional libraries. In this case, I want to install polars. I also want to produce an output file. So I want to put that response that I'm getting from the API into a CSV file. And then I want to do something with that data before I pop it into the file. So if I save this and I execute it, we're going to go through the same steps, except this time the Python task is going to run a little bit slower. We're going to go back to outputs and go to the Python task. And again, we see that it's produced several different things. We're going to go to the outputs file, and we can actually preview this directly in Kestra. So this looks good, but again, I think we can do even better. So if I go back to our flow here, and maybe we want to clean this up for a business user or our business partner. They're probably not going to be too happy to see just a messy CSV file. So let's clean this up a little bit using DuckDB. So again, this looks quite similar to what we've used in the past. You see these curly bracket syntax, you see outputs, all things that we've talked about. And we want to store the file in Kestra's internal storage. So if I save this and I execute this, let this run, we'll go back to our outputs here, go to our SQL query task, and you can see we have some different outputs, including this internal link that I can preview, and our data looks much, much cleaner. So outputs are the glue that connects your tasks into a true pipeline. Up next, we'll look at triggers, so your flows can automatically run on a schedule or in response to events without anyone clicking execute. See you there.